What's up guys, Dylan from Veteran Aquatics here, and today we're going to talk about guppies. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if this video helps you out, go ahead and leave a like. You guys can also comment and let me know what kind of guppies you keep and any questions that you may have that didn't get answered in this video. So guppies are a really peaceful fish. They're relatively easy to care for, and they can tolerate a really wide variety of water qualities, water parameters, temperatures. They're super hardy, right? Which makes them a great choice for beginner fish. And like a lot of people I know, I started with guppies as well. I was probably 12 years old. My father got me a 10-gallon fish tank and a couple of guppies from the pet store, and I was on my way to being addicted to fish tanks for the rest of my life. After a couple of months, they started giving birth, and before you knew it, I was selling them back to the pet store and using them to buy food and decor, heaters, more tanks. It was a really fun thing for me to do as a kid. It taught me about money really early. So that's something to consider if you're looking to get your kids into fish or to teach them about money. It can also help teach them about life, birth, death, all that good stuff. So without further ado guys, let's get into it. So I want to go through my guppy tanks first, and then we will go ahead and talk about them a little bit more. So I have 3 guppy tanks right now guys. This is my adult guppy tank. These are my main breeding guppies. So in here I have 2 pairs of red dragons, and I have 2 pairs of black Moscows. So the red dragons are those gorgeous red and black guppies. The red dragon females have those nice blue tails, and the black Moscows are the black guppies. The males are solid black. They're gorgeous. I love them so much. And the females are kind of like a black tuxedo almost. So they actually gave birth today. If you look down here, I've got a bunch of fry around that Java moss there. Most of these are red dragon guppies. Right, so there's a whole bunch of them in there. Guys, there's probably 40 babies in there, and I'm super happy. That is going to be the biggest breeding, biggest batch of fry I've had from them yet. I actually had all of those imported from Thailand, which is really cool, and they don't eat their fry, which is surprising, because a lot of times you have to take out either the pregnant mamas or the fry, so that way they don't get eaten. But these guys have been amazing. They rarely, if ever, eat their fry. So I want to talk about the plants in there for a second. So let's go back. So you'll see all this Java moss here is great. It gives the babies a really nice place to hide where the parents can't get to them. They swim around it all day. They pick off the little bits of algae, any food that gets stuck in there. It's pretty much a nursery for the guppy fry. Java moss is super easy to take care of. It's a slow grower, so don't expect it to like take over your tank. But it doesn't need a lot of light. It doesn't need any, crazy plant fertilizer or anything like that. I've also got some Amazon swords in there. I've got some hairgrass and a few other plants. But the guppies really, really, really like the live plants. And if we go right next to it in this 20-gallon, excuse the green water, guys. There's a algae bloom going on here that I have yet to get a hold of. So you'll see there's just a ton of guppies in here, and that's one of the older black Moscow females up there. So there's a ton of fry, guys. There's probably 100 in this 20-gallon tank. On Tuesday, I'm going to pick up the rest of the tanks that I have, the 90-gallon, the 55, and my bow front, and we're going to get those set up, and we'll do a video on how to set up a new tank. And if we go over here, this is a tank that I have some of my older guppy fry in. You'll see, I've got a couple of females in here. These are just regular fancy guppies. I got from a pet store. It's nothing crazy. And then back there, if you can see him, that orange one is a male. So let's talk about taking care of guppies, right? So temperature wise, anywhere from like 75 to 83, 82 will do for them. However, they prefer it around the 78, 79 degrees Fahrenheit mark. That's where they're going to do best. That's what's going to keep them healthy. That's where they're going to be happy, and that's what's going to keep them from getting stressed. As far as pH goes, anywhere from like, I'd say 6 to 8 will do, but they really prefer that like 7.2, 7.3 mark. You know, you want to keep the fish in in as best a parameter as you can. When I give you those lower or higher numbers, that's just what will keep them from dying, but you're always going to want to try for the optimal levels. Don't mess around in your fish tanks too much, guys. If you start changing stuff and adding a bunch of chemicals, you're going to stress the fish out and you're going to lose them all anyway. If it's acceptable, if the guppies are doing well and they're healthy, just let them be. You don't have to go crazy. So as far as diet, so guppies are omnivores, and when I say that, I mean they can eat just about anything. So they'll eat, bloodworms, black worms, brine shrimp, flake food. They'll also eat cucumbers, shelled peas, and you can feed them lettuce, but with all of the recalls on lettuce, I wouldn't recommend it. That's just a personal thought. If you guys want to feed them lettuce, they'll eat it, and they'll do so gladly. They're peaceful fish. They're really not too aggressive. They spend the vast majority of their time chasing females around the tank. Sometimes they will nip other fish, so like I will never put them in with a beta. A lot of people do keep them with betas though if they're not trying to keep the fry. So betas are great at fry control. They will eat the fry. So if you guys are trying to breed your guppies, my recommendation is to keep them by themselves. Right? So just the guppies in a tank. If you're line breeding them, Java moss is great. You can do a spawning mop. If you don't know what that is, it's like a sterile black mop head that you drop in the tank. It gives the guppy babies a place to hide so they don't get eaten by their parents. And that's pretty much it for guppy care. So I want to talk about some common illnesses with them. So guppies are, being that they have those nice long flowy fins, right? And we'll go back to the guppies. Right, so they have those nice long flowy fins, which makes them susceptible to fin rot. None of my fish are sick, but it looks like their tails are frayed, almost like they've been cut up, kind of like stuck in a wood chipper almost. Or they'll start to get real short and they'll have like a reddish ring around their fins. Or they'll get ick, which is just white spots. So the problem with both of those diseases is that it's really contagious, and all of your fish will get it if you don't treat it. Any pet store carries ick medicine, any pet store carries medicine for fin rot. If you're not sure what to get, just go to your local pet store, your local fish store, ask them, they'll help you guys out, right? So that's pretty much all there is to know about guppies, guys. I mean, there's a ton of different strains. There's tuxedos, there's cobras, there's snake skins, and all kinds of metallic. There's so many. I personally ordered my red dragons and my black moscales from eBay, but you can get them anywhere. I know a really good place that even the big YouTubers use is Guppy Train 2 on Facebook. He's also a Marine Corps veteran like myself, and he imports all these fish from Thailand, and he will ship them to you. They're gorgeous. He's got some really cool strains, and I really can't wait to do business with that gentleman. Alright, so there's a lot coming up, guys. Like I said, I'm going to go pick up the rest of my fish tanks. We're going to get those set up. We're going to do videos on how to cycle a new tank. I've already got the filters pre-cycling, so that way they have the beneficial bacteria that the tanks require in order to operate correctly and keep the fish healthy. If you guys have any questions, if there's something that you want an answer to that I didn't answer in this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. And again, please like, please subscribe, and as always, have a great day.